Hey guys, it's me again, Barry with Barry's 8-track and classic car radio repair. And this next radio is probably the most common basic model out there because they use this in so many different types of cars. In fact, this is for a '78 Corvette, but the top says Pontiac Bonneville. Chances are it's probably the same radio. On these different model numbers that look all the same, in a lot of cases the only difference is the knob style, sometimes the button style, the cosmetics, maybe some extra hookups, but essentially it's the same radio inside. Anyway, this customer's requested the modern internal conversion with the USB reader, so we are here to make sure all that works before we send it back. So I've got it set to FM at the moment with all 5 buttons set to stations in my area, so let's go ahead and check her out.
What else can I say about this?
Okay, let's go over to AM. And one thing I'll say is that this button's about half broken inside, so you want to be real careful when you slide this back and forth. So let's go over to AM. Okay, now we're on AM. Get one strong station about the center.
Crowdfunding donors.
Okay, there's our AM. So while we've got it on talk radio, let's make sure that the balance and fader work.
That's when I wrote my column that Canada is becoming
front rear fader.
Fader adjust.
Okay. So now all the way front, all the way rear.
The truckers.
Front, rear. If he talks, talk.
The lifeline of Canada, like our lifeline.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and center the speakers. Let it time out.
Held in.
Fader set.
Okay, left, right, balance.
By Trudeau.
Balance adjust.
Okay.
Utter contempt.
All the way left.
All
the way right.
Utter contempt.
Left.
We
right.
To say what is right.
Center.
We.
Balance set.
Okay,
Gil.
let's make sure the USB plays my. We don't need this stuff anymore. Make sure the USB plays my radio commercial off this stick. Okay, pull a stick, radio comes back. Okay, let's try the 8-track. Neil Sedaka.
You can also use a HELOC to consult.
And as I hold you for fantasy, then let me set you. I don't hear a word. I go as a hatter. Get out the circle.
Okay, push the eject button. Tape comes out.
Let's get some adventure back.
All right, that concludes the test. Let's make sure the dial light comes on. You can probably see it peeking through that hole right there as I switch it on up. So everything's working. She's ready to go back, and I'm ready to get on to the next job. I'm Barry with Barry's 8-track and classic car radio repair, and I can't really brag about converting this to FM because it was FM to begin with, but now it's got a heck of a lot more output power. It used to have like 4 or 5 watts per side. Now it has 22.5 watts per speaker for up to 4 speakers. So there's quite a bit of power increase. If you on this car, another thing I'll say here is on these Delco radios, if your radio has, it's hard to figure out what the heck I'm doing here. If your radio has these recessed connectors here that take 3 different plugs, a blue, a white, and a black plug. If your radio has these recessed connectors, then your car is already wired for maximum output on the conversion. You don't need to rewire your speakers because on these Delco units, the speakers are already fully isolated with no grounds. On most radios, if you want to use the original connectors, it limits the output power. But on these Delco radios, the speakers are already isolated from each other, so this allows full power. So you'll need this customer is going to have to replace the speakers with ones that can handle 30 watts RMS or 60 watts peak, depending on the rating system used by the speaker manufacturer. So my website's in the description below, and you guys probably already know to visit my website before calling me with a half-hour worth of questions. That's what the website's for. Thank you, Eric from Middleburg, Virginia, and thank you guys for watching and listening, and we will see you next time.